Hi everyone, and welcome to another segment of Interesting Facts. Today's segment, credit for today's segment goes to Alex Schwartz at nicenews.com. If y'all remember that have been watching me for a while, I used to do Nice News every day before I started doing Trivia Time. I think I had something else I did in between that. But anyway, I always enjoyed it, and they always had some interesting things. So I'm going to start... they're going to start emailing me again with their stories of the day, and they also have, spin-offs kind of like this one is to the Nice News. So I'm looking into maybe using this a couple times a week or something like that, or either just doing videos, separate videos. One way or the other, I'm gonna figure it out. But we'll see what you all think. And credit for today's thumbnail goes to Delmaine Donson. E+ via Getty Images. Okay, so I want to make sure I do all that right too. So today's is try these 7 brain soothing tips when anxiety hits. And I personally have anxiety attacks, and you just kind of never know what's going to trigger them. You can feel fine for a week, and then you don't even know what happened to make it hit you, or that's the way my experience is. Or things will trigger it, that you just don't have any control over or something like that. But anybody that's had them, anxiety attacks, know they're no fun. You feel like an elephant sitting on your chest. You just basically almost feel like you're dying or something. You just panicky. Sometimes it could last a little while. Fortunately, mine don't seem to last. I think the longest one, maybe a half hour, but I've also gone and had one for like that long, and then went sometime later in the same day and had another small one, or vice versa, so it's just, there's no real pattern to it. And, it's just no fun. Your heart's pounding, you can't breathe right. All kinds of things going on. Your head's just spinning. So anyway, and the way things are these days, I think that a lot more people are having anxiety or stress-related anxiety, maybe from their work. I used to have a lot of that from my work. I had high-stress jobs all the time. All my working life, I had high-stress jobs, basically, except for maybe at the grocery stores when I first started, as a teenager. But, full-time, big jobs like Coca-Cola, the place I worked for, Kelly's Foods, where we drove real far distances to deliver things and stuff. It's just with big trucks, and it's a lot to it. But anyway, so here we go. It's no secret that we live in stressful times. Whether you're facing pressure at work, struggling at home, or worrying about one of the many issues facing society at large, they can result in physiological changes in the form of muscle tension, sweating, or shaking, or even heart palpitations and abdominal distress. Yes, I agree. And me having Crohn's disease makes it even worse as far as the abdominal distress. So, it can trigger my Crohn's flares too, Dubbed the fight or flight response, this sense of heightened alertness and distress evolved as a survival mechanism per Harvard Medical School's Dr. Howard E. Lewine. It's intended to activate you during times of immediately peril, like facing a dangerous animal or outrunning a fire, but it isn't the best solution for dealing with a big work presentation or a dreaded dentist appointment. I've always had anxiety over dentists. Still, the body tends to sound these biological alarm bells even during non-life-threatening situations. And, dentist has been a problem with me all along. I got a story about that, but I've talked about it before, but I'm not going to go into it now. The reason why I was stressed, or am stressed, over dentists. Many people are unable to find a way to put the brakes on stress. Lewine writes, chronic low-level stress keeps the brain activated, much like a motor that is idling too high for too long. After a while, this has an effect on the body. I agree, especially when you're trying to go to sleep. They've got some pictures here. There's one. The first one was the one I used in the thumbnail, and I wish my tablet wouldn't do that. It's very sensitive about that. It's normal to feel anxiety or stress or stress occasionally during unfamiliar situations, but if it becomes constant, overwhelming, and affects your ability to live your life, you may suffer from an anxiety disorder. If untreated, chronic anxiety can lead to long-term woes like high blood pressure, insomnia, clogged arteries, digestive issues, depression, and addiction. According to the National Institute of Health, around 19% of U.S. adults say they experience anxiety disorders every year, while 31% report having experienced such a disorder at some point in their lives. Anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the world, affecting an estimated 4% of the global population. That's a lot of people. Per the World Health Organization. In other words, if you experience anxiety, hundreds of millions of people are in the same boat. Luckily, there are science-backed ways to quell those feelings of dread, some of which you can do right now. Please note that, especially if you're suffering from a diagnosed chronic anxiety disorder, none of these should replace consulting a professional mental health practitioner. Yes, I agree. I might want to open my water. I'm putting the top on it because yesterday Kitty knocked it off. It went everywhere. Okay, so it says eat brain-friendly foods. It can be especially hard to fuel your body with nutritious foods when you're dealing with anxiety. But experts say that certain things can exacerbate your worries while others can help calm them. According to the Mayo Clinic, complex carbohydrates found in whole grains may help calm your brain. Many proteins contain tryptophan, a crucial ingredient for serotonin. Plus, they make you feel fuller for longer, providing a solid foundation for your daily food. And a good example of that right here. These little sandwich guineas we got that are multi-grain, they're great. And then the 40 calorie, I don't know if it's wheat, 40 calorie wheat bread. Those are both from Aldi, but you can find ones like that, you know, different brands other places. Okay, from salmon to bananas and dark chocolate, check out Healthline's list of more mood-boosting foods you can incorporate into your diet. Well, what did it say before that? Oh, a few things there. Okay, get moving. Let's see if I can keep this straight. Get moving. Harness the boost of energy you get from fight or flight response and put it towards a productive form of physical activity. Exercise can boost your metabolism, release pleasant feeling endorphins, and help you take your mind off whatever is worrying you. I noticed this one is from Ann Dresser Eye Stock, and I might not have mentioned the other one. It's from Vectormine Shutterstock, the picture. So I'm going to be careful about that. Harness the boost of energy you get from, I did that. Exercise decreases sensitivity to the body's reaction to anxiety. Clinician Katharina Starr, who specializes in anxiety and panic disorder treatment, writes for Very Well Mind. Developing a regular exercise schedule helps you generate new connections in key areas of the brain, which may in turn help you better cope with negative feelings. Just even get out there and walk is something, you know, like I've been talking about. And I got to do that too. I'm going to be, you know, trying a lot of these myself, if I can, all of them. But, you know, I'm going to try and see if that helps me. For adults, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise or 75 minutes of vigorous activity each week. So whenever you're feeling anxious, try moving around or hitting the gym. I'd like to hit the gym, but I don't know. It'd probably be a little premature. I think I'd need to work up to that myself. Take a deep breath or several. You can do this one right now. Ready? Inhale slowly, deeply expanding your belly to the count of 4. So inhale, and then hold your breath to the count of 4. Exhale slowly to the count of 4 and repeat. Okay, so it's inhale slowly, expanding your belly to the count of 4. Okay, then Hold your breath for the count of 4 and then exhale. Okay, I'm going to try it. Almost got a little dizzy, but I guess you get used to it. The same way you have a stress response, you have a relaxation response that brings you back down from that state of activation. Stress management expert Elizabeth Scott explains in an article for Very Well Mind that deep breathing can help stimulate this. When you slow the pace of your breath, you also slow your heart rate. Wow. Lower your blood pressure and stop releasing stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. So that might be a good one to keep in mind as you're having one, I imagine. There are numerous ways to approach breath work. To learn more, check our guide here. And one of them is meditate. The holistic benefits of having a regular meditation or mindfulness practice have been borne out by research. One study found mindfulness-based stress reduction, or MSBR, to be as effective a treatment as the anti-anxiety medication Lexapro. And, I think I had that one time, a long time ago, and it didn't work for me. It just didn't. I don't know if it was from other medicines I was on or what, but that's something that I couldn't do. Meditation can help you learn to stay centered and keep inner peace. The Mayo Clinic explains these benefits don't end when your meditation session ends. Meditation can help take you more calmly through your day, and meditation may help you manage symptoms of some medical conditions. Developing a regular meditation practice could help you reset your mind and begin to alleviate your long-term anxiety symptoms within a few weeks, as evidenced by participants in a 2022 study. You can try several different mindfulness methods or use apps like Calm, Headspace, or Insight Timer to delve deeper into guided meditation. Okay, count to 3. In times when your anxiety feels particularly overwhelming, mental health professionals recommend using the 3-3-3 rule. Turn your senses outward and identify 3 things you can see, 3 things you can hear, and 3 things you can touch, or you can instead move 3 different parts of your body. The goal is to intentionally focus on all of these things as you identify them, taking the time to describe them to yourself. It's basically a way of distracting yourself from your anxiety by shifting your attention to your senses. Amy Daramus, a clinical psychologist at Clarity Clinic, Chicago, told Very Well Mind, taking yourself out of your head and into an external world can stop you from spiraling, ground you in the present, and even generate your body's relaxation response. So that makes a lot of sense too. Okay, and prioritize sleep. According to the Sleep Foundation, anxiety can be both a cause and symptom of insomnia. I agree. The near constant state of mental arousal may prevent you from falling asleep or disrupt your sleep pattern. This makes building healthy, deep habits crucial. Make your bedroom comfortable, dark, and free of digital distractions. Avoid caffeine and alcohol too close to bedtime, and implement sleep-friendly bedtime rituals like meditation, deep breaths, or reading a book. I think reading a book would be probably good for me. Immerse yourself in nature. Calming your mind can be as simple as stepping outside into nature. One study of 20,000 people found that those who spend at least 2 hours in a green space each week, whether a city park or other natural environments, are significantly more likely to report good health and psychological well-being. As Nice News reported in 2022, even birdsong may be a balm for the brain. You can boost your mood just by walking in nature, even in urban nature. Lisa Nisbet, a psychologist at Trent University in Canada, told the American Psychological Association, and the sense of connection you have with the natural world seems to contribute to happiness even when you're not physically immersed in nature. And I believe that that is the last one. So, yeah, I don't see any more after that unless they had redirected you somewhere else. But anyway, and it says related, arts and crafts may support well-being even more than having a job. That's another, I guess, study or something. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed today's interesting facts. Try these 7 brain-soothing tips when anxiety hits. I'm going to definitely try some of these. And, you know, you never know. It might be very helpful. I mean, I have trouble with sleeping, too, when I can't get my head to calm down and just, you know, like a circus or something in there. So I definitely want to check out these and see if they'll help me with maybe not have to have any kind of medication or anything, you know. I've tried several in the past, and some of them just didn't. I can't remember what the other one was, but something, they just didn't help me for some reason. So I would like to try some of these type things to see if they'll help. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this interesting facts. And if you did, I hope you'll press that like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already, and share this out. And hit that so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Everybody, I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you later on. God bless.